We're back here on TV 18. Thanks for hanging out with us. This segment is brought to you by the Grand Lake Chamber of Commerce, Western Gateway to Rocky Mountain National Park, and the Soul of the Rockies. So Kristen's hanging out with us, talking about SkyHi, and mostly people have a hard copy of the paper, and that's what they think of when they think of it. So let's start there. Some good things.
Yeah, so I brought some of my favorite editions. This was one of my favorite editions with the kids on the front. So I really like to highlight on the cover, you know, local people doing things outside, that kind of thing. And then we had this really unique photo. Hockey on the mountain.
Mike's we're gonna just get a shot of that so everyone can see it. So you help pick, you do pick, people submit.
People submit. We do have freelance photographers that do take pictures. Cindy Clay is one of our freelance photographers.
This is a good one.
And that was one of my favorite shots.
Yeah.
She subs at Fraser Elementary.
Very cool.
And that just kind of came together.
Yeah.
So, and then of course the moose.
The moose.
Shot one of our reporters, Lance Maggart, shot that on the way to work.
Cool.
And so, again, just highlighting really cool things. But you alluded to kind of the online element of the newspaper, and you know, our online version is really popular. We have thousands of views of that edition all across the country.
Right. My dad reads it, and he lives in the Springs, so
nice.
He loves it.
So we have wide readership. And then we have our website where sometimes stories that don't quite make it into print will go online, and so it's a great resource for everybody, what people are doing in the county, and so we're trying to highlight all three options.
Very cool. And you have a vision kind of to grow the website, that online version.
So we definitely we're growing that. We're implementing new programs like the newsletter. Our e-newsletter goes out twice a week.
Cool.
If you subscribe to it from our homepage, you get the breaking news before anybody else about what's happening. And so there's some really great stories happening right now, with Shore Fox and the commissioner meetings, and there's so much great news going on. So it's really important that.
How do you feel, like you say breaking news, how does that work in Grand County? It feels like we move a little slow maybe sometimes, or that's kind of the perception of it. So people out and about and like going, and this is the story that just happened this morning kind of things. And
I mean, it's really important. One of my primary goals is when news happens is that we check our sources, we talk to people, and then we put it online as quickly as we can.
Very cool.
And then we get the paper ready for Wednesday on Tuesday. So if something happens after 3 o'clock on Tuesday, it probably doesn't make it into Wednesday. Same with Friday. So, but that's why the website is such a great resource. And so we'll put those stories online as quickly as possible.
And this is great for people who are in the county and rec center and open in the thing. but the web is really the future of media and how that works. And website is for that. We'll start with there. What SkyHi's website is?
SkyHiNews.com.
Great, good.
And so just we are always posting, and I'll post stuff over the weekend.
Awesome.
If there's great pictures like the storm, all these storms that are happening. Just getting pictures, talking to people, and updating that website.
Very cool. So really getting into the technology, and that's a big thing for you.
For sure.
And you said you write. Do you write weekly still?
I try to. We have two reporters that cover politics, the elections, that cover the commissioners, that cover the town meetings. So there's a lot that's not really covered, like arts and entertainment. And so I try to cover that as much as I can. And so, and I like that kind of stuff, talking to people, talking to the artists, talking to the athletes, that kind of thing. I really like doing that.
That's really cool. How many freelance writers do you have?
We have about 3 freelance writers and then 3 freelance photographers.
Very cool.
And so, I'll just look at what they send us and try to print what we can. And what doesn't fit, it will go online.
Very cool. Okay, and then I have to ask, because the last page has changed, and I miss my horoscopes, but you pointed out, and we're going to find that one, the last page of the paper has become...
Well, on Wednesdays, we've turned the comics and crossword puzzles into a local content page.
Good.
We're trying to report more on sports.
Okay.
So like for this example, the high school sports, adult recreation.
Very cool.
I love seeing those photos of, the big winners, basketball champs, So, I mean, I kind of like reading that content.
Yeah.
And I think people like seeing themselves in the paper.
Yeah.
And so when we had this full page of comics, crossword puzzles, horoscopes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. But what happens when there's no sports?
There's always sports.
Oh, okay.
So like right now, we'll be focusing on spring sports like track, baseball. And I want to cover that more because I think it's really important for our community. And then sometimes on Friday, we'll have a bio of a Grand County person.
Very cool. Okay.
Or just anything that's going on that doesn't really fit into a category, we'll put that in Friday.
Very cool. I'm okay with it. I totally understand. I will read my horoscope some other way, but
no. And I really do feel badly. The first week we took it out, I didn't get any phone calls because we were just testing to see, what the readership was doing, and I didn't get any calls. And so I'm like, okay, well maybe nobody really
pays attention.
And so the second week, I got one call, and I got a couple mean ones, I'm going to be honest. But most people kind of understood when I said, look, did you go see this,
what it is and
what replaced it? And they're like, oh, yeah, I understand. But no, I feel bad. And I feel like, if we can grow this paper, if we can get to the point where we get more advertisers and more partners, that we can bring that back.
Right.
For sure.
Okay, I'm holding you to it. We're recording it. Okay, it's happening. We're bringing it back at some point.
Okay.
But yeah, and I suppose the web and all of that whole package means more of all of that.
Yes.
So
definitely.
We don't just have this print ad. We have X, Y, and Z and what that looks like. So.
And we hope that we can grow our advertising on print and the digital side, and then we can report so much more. We can print. We're hoping to get more arts and entertainment stories, like music reviews, food reviews, that kind of thing. That's my growth, plan.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. Cool. It's going to be a little time.
Right. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us about it, and good luck with your triathlons.
Oh, thank you.
You'll have to come back and report on some growth and what that looks like this summer.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay, thank you. We have an award. Let's talk about it quick. What did we win?
Well, every year we're part of the Colorado Press Association.
Okay.
And so we are coming up on 2015 awards.
Yes.
We won a lot of awards for 2015, the award ceremonies in a couple weeks. And our reporters, Lance Maggart and Hank Shell, won a lot of reporting awards.
Awesome.
And so, but this was what the General Excellence Award. And that's when Drew Monroe and Tanya Bina were at the helm.
Yep.
And so that was really them.
Cool.
They did a great job, and
continuing that on. And
exactly.
Okay, 2015 and 2016 for you. And cool. Okay. Well, Kristen, thanks for hanging out with us. SkyHi's website again is
SkyHiDailyNews.com.
Easy. SkyHiDailyNews.com. We'll be back here on TV 18. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Good Morning Grand County is brought to you by
Mountain Grind Coffee and Bistro, where smiles are guaranteed.